Hi, Stephen McHugh here, Stephen's Evolution, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the phrase, time will tell. It can be said when there is a period of uncertainty. The way I look at it is, sometimes is giving things time, give them time for noticeable results to follow. I use it to reassure myself during periods of uncertainty. It can be in the middle of challenges that it can feel comforting when thinking about how I've overcome past difficult situations and giving me hope that I can overcome future difficult situations. Sometimes it can be frustrating where time hasn't told anything yet. There have been things that I have found difficult and felt like how I'd progress, how fast I would progress. I faced difficulty with language and communication. This would impact my education to some degree. Over time, I would get better at my language skills and social ones as well. It's only in hindsight where progress can look so obvious. Another challenge I like to think about is how I managed to learn to drive, which seemed rather daunting to begin with, and it would end up taking me months to master it. So that's something I like to think about during challenges that I'm ever facing. Language, going back to language and social skills, for me, language seems easier now than it used to be many years ago, along with social situations. Right now, I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel alongside my blog. The YouTube channel is still in its infancy, even though it's only 3 to 4 months old. This is my 15th video. In the beginning, particularly when there was relatively little feedback and I would be wondering about its direction, this all felt like familiar territory, being in a new, uncertain situation, that is. I think back to my blog and how it didn't take off dramatically or grow rapidly from the beginning. After a while, it's grown to a point where I get at least between 1,000 and 2,000 monthly visitors. And there is one popular post which is to do with short idiom stories, which gets like around about 1,000 a month, totaling about over a year, which is about in the vicinity of 10,000 views. That for me is evidence that my language has improved, and I'm using those skills to help to try and help others from my lived experiences here. They involve stories where one character helps another overcome language difficulties and trying to understand the idioms themselves. I also use my improved language and communication skills here to use metaphors and idioms and figurative language to share my experiences through the language itself. To date, I have 2 subscribers and between 70 and 80 total views. I have seen in recent times noticeable increases in watch time, and furthermore, there is a video that is a standout one, how I see the phrase "a piece of cake" in relation to my lived experiences. Waiting for something to happen, I think about it, doesn't mean doing nothing or that nothing is happening. It doesn't mean there's no progress or growth, but it's still happening. It continues without clear confirmation. Learning, the way I see it, isn't passive. It can be a way of staying present with the process and the current moment. It might seem to you that progress or growth is not happening. And now I want to take the opportunity to thank all of you who have taken the time to listen to any of my videos, if you've already done so, but especially to my latest subscribers. Quiet support can matter more than one may think, and how it might appear to one on the outside. The phrase "time will tell" doesn't mean a conclusion. It can refer to something that is alongside or happening alongside uncertainty. It can be less about waiting for the answers and more about noticing something taking shape during the time of waiting.